Good morning. Happy Snowmageddon. If you are not attending locally, what I mean is we're expecting 6 to 9 inches, or is it 9 to 12? It keeps changing of snow. Is it snowing where you are? It is not snowing right now here.
I'm in Oklahoma and we got 11 inches last night.
Last night? Oh my goodness. It's coming for us. It's supposed to snow all day today, but they've said that before and nothing's happened. So, however, fun fact, we're having rolling blackouts in my neighborhood. So if you do lose me on Zoom, I will email everyone with instructions as to what to do. Thanks, Maria. Somewhere where you are. Yeah, here it's 0 degrees. Yes, Fahrenheit. Okay. The wind chill is not good. You heard 6 to 10, Mallory? Okay. I've been hearing in that range. I'm like in Belleville. So I hope you don't have to go out after this. Anyway, yeah, I figured you guys were probably enjoying summer in your corner of the world. So if you didn't hear me before, like I said, we're having occasional blackouts, so do not be startled if you lose class. So yeah, -2, but feels like -20. That sounds about right. Who came up with that wind chill thing? Was it just to make us feel bad? I mean, really, who needs wind chill? Just feels cold. I know they measure like how fast it takes your skin to freeze. Fine. But if you lose me on Zoom because my power goes out, just wait for an email. Depending on when my power comes back up, I should be able to send it from my phone though, even if my power's down. It just may take me a while to peck it out on the tiny keyboard. All right. So let's get to what we can before anything happens. It may be fine. Right now it's been stable for the last hour. First, let's talk about the next paper assignment. The first draft of which is due a week from today. Just a shitty first draft, okay? Excuse me. So if we go to Brightspace to our course page, I'm just going to quickly scroll down here to the due date for it so I can access the assignment. You can also access it from assignments up here, okay, and go down. But one quick way to find it is, well, it's in the list here. If you click on first draft of literacy narrative, which is the paper we're doing, it will open it up and have the instructions right there handy. Also, if you're afraid you will lose power, I have linked a copy of the file that you can click on and download to your computer so you have it in case you don't have internet access. Okay. So this is an autobiographical, which means it's a story about your life, autobiographical essay. A literacy narrative is a particular kind of story about your life, and it recounts your experience with language, reading, writing, and thinking skills, or with education as a process in a social institution. So we're going to look at some examples of that. We're going to watch a TED Talk here in a minute, and you guys are going to read for Wednesday the Malcolm X essay that is linked in Brightspace or on Brightspace, and I believe it's still in your book. I don't think they're taking it out if you prefer to read it in the textbook. You should have read the narrative essay and you're going to take the quiz for today. So basically, you're going to tell me a story that has a point about how you deal with reading, writing, language. So in the past, I've had people write about how songs affect them, right? Songs are a form of language that most people enjoy and has, you know, a lot of people have a soundtrack for their lives. I think we talked a little bit about this before. You know, what songs accompanied you when you were a certain age? And what do you listen to in a certain mood? Okay, so that's one. I've had people talk about many people have had speech therapy and their struggles with speaking or their struggles with reading. I've had people talk about learning different languages and seeing the differences in cultures. So there's lots of options here. Do some of the pre-writing, right? Some of the brainstorming techniques we talked about. Take a couple topics, run them through a clustering or a grocery listing exercise and see which one you like and kind of compels you to make a point about something about your experience with language, basically. So once you get to that, it's going to be, the end product will be 3 pages, okay? You're going to use standard font, MLA format. You are allowed to use informal style. In the next essay, we'll talk about how to move to more formal academic style. So one thing that you will need is right here, you're going to write it in MLA format. Okay, so here is a link that I'm going to post in the chat, and it's all this link is also on Brightspace. Get the chat up here. Hold on, I'm gonna have to stop it to come on, chat. So here's the link if you want to, if you can grab it quickly. But basically, you just download the paper and it gives you a template. So let's take a look at what it looks like. This is MLA format, okay? You're going to enable the editing up here, and then you're going to save it as a template, save as. I prefer to save things to my OneDrive. So I'm going to call it MLA template, which I probably already have saved in here, so that may yell at me. No, it doesn't. Now, you may not use all of these features, but what you can do is save this, and then each time you have an MLA format paper, save one with your specific information. So if I was doing it, I would go up here, highlight this, and replace it with my last name. Okay, it's already paginated for you, right? It's already in the right format. To get out of it, you double click. So for MLA, the format is your name, my name. If you double click on it, it'll highlight everything and you can just type over it. Okay. The course number, I will take the short version. And then the date for MLA template papers is written with the day first. I know it varies also in different countries how the date is written for MLA. So today is you write the day first, then the month, then the year. So once you have kind of that basic information, and you'll see it once I put my name in, it paginates it correctly across the document. Then I would save this again. And then anytime I had a topic, I would just go in and, you know, whatever title I have for the paper, you're going to take out the square brackets. This is a table, but you're not always going to use a table. So for example, this probably for this essay, you won't use the table. So you can just erase it. Okay. Or you can save a couple different versions of this, one for academic writing and one for informal, and then you leave the table here just in case. It's already got the table set up if you want to include it in an academic paper. Okay. Oh, my screen is frozen. Okay, let me try to stop it and restart it. Okay, we'll give it a second. Okay, how is it now?
It's good now.
You can see it now? Okay, I kind of restarted. So what I did is I just double clicked on this information. So if you didn't see it before, let's see how much of it I can undo. So I'm undoing it here right now. This is what it looks like when you download it. I want you guys to be able to see it because it's much easier to do this than try to figure it out on your own. So what I did is I enabled the editing. I clicked on this to replace it with my last name, and then each of those things I clicked on it. You click, come down out of the header, or up here there's one that says close header. It's resisting. I think my computer is slow today. But if you double click on this and replace it with your name, my name, class, there we go. Now it's up. As I was saying about the date, day, month, year for MLA format. Other papers will have different formats. You can download templates for them also to make your life a little bit easier. And then just anytime you need to replace it, you double click on it. Again, here's how the paragraphs and the spacing should work. Here's how if you want to add a chart and then cite it, it's got an example. Same thing with tables here. Okay. So I would download this, and then every time you need to put a paper in MLA format, you'll have your basic information in your pagination, and then you can just tailor your content to it. Like I said, this is also available on Brightspace, I believe under content. Or you can just Google MLA Word document template. It'll come up. If you use Google Docs, I believe they have the same thing. That's how you want to format your next paper. The cover letter and resume have their own format because they are special documents, special writing. Okay. So now I'd like to talk, storytelling is a very powerful part of communicating and writing. So now I'd like to talk about one person's experience with language and writing and what it taught them. So her entire TED Talk is basically what you guys are going to be doing. She talks about how she encountered language and writing. So we're going to watch this, and then I'm going to have you comment on the discussion board. So let me show you the discussion board real quickly in case we get cut off. So again, later on, you're going to go to discussions. Okay, scroll down to, this is called the danger of a single story. So you click on it, you start a thread, you answer the question I have listed here. Hopefully I'll have time to go over it. All right, so let's take a look at her story about language and what it taught her about life, the universe, and everything. Hold on, I want to stop recording because they always give me copyright problems if I